April 19th, 2022 meeting of the Woodbridge Board of Education to order at 7:04 p.m. With a reminder to all those watching on WebEx to kindly mute your microphones to avoid background noise. This meeting is being held as a hybrid meeting consisting with sections 149-153 of Connecticut Public Act 21-2. The public may attend both in person and electronically via WebEx. This meeting is being recorded and the recording will be available on the district website. I'm going to call the roll. We have some members attending virtually and some members in person. Dr. Maria Madonna. Present. Ms. Sarah Beth Del Priest. She was on.
Present.
Thank you. Dr. J. Dyer is not with us this evening. Ms. Brooke Hopkins.
Present.
Mr. Jeff Hughes.
Present.
Dr. Michael Strambler.
Present.
Ms. Erin Williamson.
Present.
And I'm Lynn Piazza, Chair of the Board. Staff in attendance this evening, Dr. Jonathan Budd, Superintendent, Mr. Richard Hvac, Interim Director of Business and Operations, Ms. Cheryl Kiesel, Director of Special Services, Ms. Annalisa Sherman, Principal. I'm not sure if Mr. Sapia is with us this evening, but Ms. Marcia DiGennaro, Clerk of the Board, is on virtual. Thank you.
Excuse me one moment. I just want to double check that Erin Williamson is present.
Yep, she is present.
Thank you.
In person present. So,
thank you.
So Marcia, just for you to know, Brooke Hopkins, Sarah Beth Del Priest are on, and David Ross are on virtually. Sorry, David, I missed you in the roll call. For the beginning. Okay, thank you. This evening, I am delighted to ask SCASA Student Award recipients Claire Prudhomme and Benjamin Smith to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. The flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The audience may be seated. And Dr. Budd. Next on our agenda is the presentation of our SCASA Student Award recipients, Claire Prudhomme and Benjamin Smith.
To the board, members, and the public listening tonight, I'm really pleased to recognize two sixth graders who are two of this year's SCASA Award winners. SCASA is the South Central Area Superintendents Association. And every year, superintendents in area districts are asked to find sixth graders who have distinguished themselves in key areas of life. This includes academics. This includes service to the community of their schools, in this case Beachwood Road School, and it includes service to the larger community. And this year, over 45 sixth graders were nominated. And the sixth grade team and our administrators reviewed all of the applications that came in from these people's peers, from students themselves, from members of the community. And I can tell you that it was very difficult for the team to select this year's award winners, because as you're going to see tonight with Claire Prudhomme and Benjamin Smith, and at our May meeting with two other winners, these four nominees clearly rose to the top, but they also represent just fantastic things about our 6th grade here at Beecher and the children of Woodbridge. So I'd like to say a little bit about each of them in turn. And Claire, if I can ask you to come up first, right next to me. Everyone, Claire Prudhomme, she lives by 2 mottos, she tells us. Be kinder than necessary and finish the job. Claire believes that with kindness and hard work, anything is possible. She loves to volunteer in her community any way she can. During her time at Beecher, she has raised money for animal shelters, rescued animals, made clothing for the homeless in New Haven, helped restore wildlife habitats, and volunteered at Massaro Community Farm. Claire has been told that her example has inspired others to give to their community as well. Not afraid of working hard and having lots of responsibilities, she has at this point 30 or 40 animals at home who depend on her to care for them. What's the exact total now? 20-something, including the chicks? All right. When something doesn't come easy at school, Claire tells us she doesn't give up. At Beecher, she's had many different experiences and challenges, but has kept a positive attitude and always kept going and growing. Last year, she was happy to be selected to serve on Beecher's Student Council. She also, in addition to all these other fine activities, loves learning to play the clarinet and band, singing in a choir, riding horses, and being in pony club and 4-H. So Lynn and other board members, it's really a privilege for me to recognize Claire tonight. She's joined here in public in the meeting in the South Assembly Room by her parents and by her grandmother. So would you join me in thanking Claire for being Thank you very much. Now we'll have next up here Ben Smith, please. There we go. Now, Ben, everyone, loves nature and being outdoors. He enjoys biking, hiking, fishing, bird watching. He also loves camping and doing other activities with the Boy Scouts. I think you were saying before, just this weekend, camp outside. He's hiked to the peak of Bear Mountain, the highest peak in Connecticut. But in addition to all of that, he loves baseball, snowboarding, and wakeboarding, and helping out in the community through public service projects and fundraising through the Boy Scouts. In addition, he sings for the children's choir at church, is an altar server, he plays violin and trumpet, and was recently accepted for both instruments in the Connecticut Music Educators Regional Festival. He has played for the elderly at nursing homes and has recorded himself performing to help uplift family and friends during the pandemic. His peers, his teachers, his family, Ben himself confirm he works hard at school, he's kind, likes to help his classmates when they are in need, is very responsible and trustworthy, and is a leader amongst his peers. So you can see that although Ben's activities differ from Claire's, we have yet again, Lynn and other board members, just a great example of the next generation here, and I'd love if you'd join me in congratulating Ben as well. All of our recipients will be honored by a luncheon with their families to be held in the whole area association later this month, and we'll have the other 2 6th grade award winners here at the May meeting for the board to meet. So thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Dr. Budd. And this is one of my favorite board meetings when the SCOTSA award winners come, because it reminds me of the exceptional students that we have here at Beecher Road School. 2 that have been honored this evening, but so many more. And I want to thank the 2 of you for your contributions to Beecher Road School and to the community. And you have my congratulations and the congratulations of the board as well. Thank you. Next on the agenda is correspondence. Sarah Beth, I don't believe there's any correspondence this evening, but I'll defer to you. There's not. Thank you. No correspondence this evening. Public comment? Is there any public comment? In-person public comment? I don't see any. And do we see any online?
Somebody.
Tom?
Do we have to unmute what we just muted him?
I don't know. I unmuted me. Tom, I see your hand raised.
Yes, if I could just briefly thank all the board members who were at the preliminary town budget meeting last night. It was nice to see familiar faces in person, and I just wanted to thank everybody and Superintendent Bud for showing up. It's good to have people show up at that. I just wanted to acknowledge that folks did show. So thank you.
Thank you, Tom. I failed to read the comment that we make before public comment this evening, but you did a great job staying within your 3 minutes, Tom, and thank you for your comments and for your service on the Board of Finance as well. I'd also like to recognize Mr. Tim Rohr, who is a teacher and who also attended the budget hearing last evening, so thank you for the association's support of the education budget as well. Sorry, I'm trying to be technological at the same time as leading.
Excuse me, Lynn, you're muted still, so we can't hear anything.
So you couldn't hear me? That's terrible. I just recognize Mr. Tim Rohr, President of the WEA, and his presence at the preliminary budget hearing last evening. Moving on to the Board of Selectmen update. Ms. McCrevin is not with us this evening. Sends her regards and congratulations to our students. Okay, and there's an update that we included in the finance minutes. Thank you. PTO update. Ms. Joy.
Everybody, can you hear me? I'm not sure. Okay.
Joy, please.
Okay. Here we go. We had our 11th annual BRS PTO book swap, March 21st through the 24th. It was amazing. Over 2,000 books were donated, and each student got to choose at least 3 books to take home. We were also able to donate leftover books to libraries. Thank you to everyone who donated books and their time for this wonderful BRS tradition. Next week is our Spring Scholastic in-person book fair, April 25th through 29th. We are still looking for volunteers, and we're hoping to bring back family night next Wednesday, which is also the book fair's tax-free day. More info will go out later this week about that. We're also looking forward to Teacher and Staff Appreciation, May 2nd through the 6th. The PTO will host a breakfast that week, likely on Tuesday, May 3rd. And the PTO is also going to be hosting an ice cream social, which is a big deal, because we haven't had one of those in a couple of years. We're going to be doing that on the evening of May 5th here at Beachwood Road from 6 to 8 p.m. to also celebrate the 50th anniversary of Beachwood Road School's PTO. We're hoping that PTO members of past, present, and the future will join us, as well as teachers, staff, families, and the Woodbridge community. Arts Week 15 committee will be meeting again this Thursday, 3:45 in the South Art Room. This year's theme is trees, and will be the week of May 23rd through the 27th. We're planning to have an in-person extraordinary week this year, which includes an amazing t-shirt design thanks to Terry Landau, parent here at Beachwood School, which are on sale now on brsptboard.com for $10 each until April 29th. Teachers and staff will also be treated again this year to free t-shirts thanks to an anonymous, generous donor. There's going to be a school-wide outdoor art installation of a leaf canopy, a whole school performance, yoga sessions with Bill Bannock for each grade level to work on the tree pose, and an arts night for families with studios. We're also getting ready for our 6th grade graduates, and right now with yearbook shout-outs, forms must be completed and returned with their $5 payment no later than Friday, April 22nd. 6th grade graduation committee, Amy Neesham and I are co-chairing, and we reached out to our 6th grade families asking anyone interested in being involved to help with graduation planning. We're looking for help with a graduation party, which will be held at the Woodbridge Pool Club on June 15th. Also field day with BCS 6th graders at the middle school. Graduation ceremony will be on June 17th. And dues are $50 this year, which includes the hardcover yearbook, the graduation party, and t-shirts with graduating class names printed on them. We have also been asked to partner with the town's community council to participate in the upcoming fun ride bike parade on May 14th with a rain date of May 21st. The ride starts in the center of town at 10 a.m. with bike decorating and safety checks. There'll be 2 routes. One family-friendly route will head over to Beecher and back, and we will be the pit stop here at Beecher for families. We're going to have balloons, a photo op set up with our PA system and music, bubble machines, water and snacks, and some surprises. Some surprise guests will be here, and then they'll head back to the center of town green for the food trucks, music, and fun. We also invite all families and staff, friends to join us for our Family and Friends Night at Hvac with Bethany Community School Friday, May 20th. Tickets went on sale April 1st and will be available for $30 per person until May 19th. Since this is a PTO fundraiser, anyone over the age of 12 months will need a ticket to enter, and that will get you free parking, unlimited rides from 4:30 to 8:30, and exclusive use of the park for our 2 schools only. Our next PTO meeting will be on Thursday, May 12th at 7 p.m. via Google Meet. Next year's board will be elected during this meeting. Anyone interested in leading a program, chairing an event, or committee should contact brsptoinfo@gmail.com for more information. Nominations are open for PTO board positions for the 2022-2023 school year. Please help us maintain the great work that the PTO has been doing for 50 years here at Beachwood School. Thank you, everyone.
Joy, thanks so much. Amazing as always, the work that the PTO does. And thank you for your contributions. And we're going to miss you because we know that we have a 6th grader that's leaving. So the middle school will be very lucky to have you, Joy. Thanks so much. Moving on to the consent agenda, the minutes from the March 21st, 2022 regular meeting is included in this evening's consent agenda, along with a budget narrative, a budget summary, and a detailed financial report. Also included in the consent agenda are the following policies: 3160, budget development, administration, and monitoring and transfer of funds; 5111, admission and placement; 5118.1, homeless students for 30-day review. Is there anything the board wishes to extract from tonight's consent agenda? May I have a motion to accept the consent agenda? Motion to accept the consent agenda. Thank you. Do I have a second? Jeff Hughes. Maria Madonna made the motion. Jeff Hughes seconded. All those in favor? Sarah Beth, I'm going to call on you. Are you in favor? Thank you. Brooke, are you in favor? Did anyone hear a yes?
No, I don't support that meeting.
Do you have Brooke on your screen?
She's there.
Thank you, Brooke. Thank you. It's a unanimous motion, Marcia. Moving on to reports. Board member recognition. Our dear friend, Dr. David Ross. Yep. I'm going to turn it over to you, Dr. Budd, and I'm going to mute.
I have a bittersweet, real opportunity here, but it's also a quite sad moment to recognize that Dr. Ross, who has served on the board, as you see in the cover sheet on board book since 2019, has offered to the town his resignation from the board due to a move out of town. And I want to say personally that I remember Dr. Ross vividly from my very first interactions with, it was the prior Board of Education. But in addition, Dr. Ross has been a stalwart member of not just the full board, but also of its curriculum committee in particular. And the administrative team and I always knew that Dr. Ross was prepared and thoughtful on every topic on which we were speaking. In addition, brought to the forefront some topics that otherwise would not have ever been addressed. From my perspective, as a superintendent, that quality in a board member is invaluable because it allows the district to move in ways that otherwise wouldn't even be contemplated. And I could go on and on about specific ways in which Dr. Ross's contributions have enriched the board, and in particular its conversations about teaching and learning. But I know that all of us on the meeting have experienced that in countless prior meetings as well. So we'll have the opportunity to speak more individually with Dr. Ross in future days and weeks and months. But it's my, again, bittersweet obligation to let you know that the resignation was offered by Dr. Ross. It is our honor, of course, to recognize his service. He is with us on the meetings, I think you see.
Thank you, Dr. Budd. I echo everything that you've said. It's been such a pleasure for me to serve on the board with someone who has so thoughtfully represented the Board of Education and the students in the school. So I'll miss you, David. I don't know if you have a few words you'd like to say this evening, but we'd love to hear from you at least one last time.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Lynn. I'm so grateful for having had the opportunity to serve the community as best I can, for getting to work with such an extraordinary team. I would like to continue. Circumstances have taken me elsewhere, but I'm very grateful, and I wish you all the best of luck, and I will look forward to keeping in touch with everybody.
David, thank you so much. And we wish you the very best in your endeavors. Thanks. Next on the agenda is the superintendent's report. That's you again, Dr.
Thank you very much, Lynn. Since our last meeting, we have several items of pride to announce in Beachwood, but I'm first going to start by confirming what Joy alluded to in the prior report from the PTO, which is Friday, June 17th, will be our last day of school here in Beachwood this year, and will coincide with a beautiful grade 6 graduation ceremony here in the morning hours that Ms. Sherman will speak about in a little bit. But that will take us to our final day this year, and how fitting it will be to have that on a Friday. Getting to our several items of pride, first, many shout-outs to our Sustainability Committee. Our food waste reduction program in the cafeteria was just profiled by People magazine on April 13th in an article entitled, Connecticut School Gets A+ for Reducing Amount of Food Waste Going to Landfills. It's helping to save the planet. Particular thanks go to our Green Team, Food Services Director Jane Roddy. Through this program, we are teaching our students to be fantastic global citizens, not just now, but in the future. And if you haven't read the article, just Google People Magazine, Beachwood Road School, and you'll see the entire piece with some photographs as well. Now, the exact same day that People Magazine ran that article, April 13th, the New York Times ran an article many of you have seen. It's entitled Woodbridge, Connecticut, a rural enclave close to New Haven. But the article is much more exciting than that title. Numerous comments, including from our first selectman, Beth Heller, cite the many wonderful aspects of Woodbridge, including, yes, Beachwood Road School. So presumably many of you, or all of you on this meeting, live in Woodbridge already, but keep telling people about how great it is, including its great education system. Next week, our district will engage in a strategic planning process. It was profiled to the board in the fall. I will send out a final reminder to our Beachwood community tomorrow to participate in the online survey. I am told the results have come in at a strong level thus far, but it's a friendly reminder to complete that if you're not. All results will be reviewed by the strategic planning team with an update to the full board at its May meeting. At this point, I want to pause to ask First Selectman Heller to read and underscore a formal proclamation that she has issued linked to the upcoming Teacher Appreciation Week, May 2nd through May 6th. First Selectman Heller.
Good evening, and thank you, Jonathan, and thank you, everyone, for giving a moment to pause and appreciate our teachers so much. Whereas the teachers of our country have performed as true heroes during the past 2 years of the ongoing pandemic, and whereas the teaching staff at Beachwood Road School has daily and faithfully met the many academic, social, and emotional needs of Woodbridge's children, and whereas their ongoing dedication, along with that of the administrators and support staff, Beachwood Road School has maintained the highest quality of education and commitment to Woodbridge and its children that continues to draw residents to our town. Now therefore, I, Beth Heller, for Selectman of the Town of Woodbridge, declare May 2nd through May 6th, 2022, Teacher Appreciation Week in Woodbridge, Connecticut. And it's dated and signed with a seal, and Jonathan has the original, dated this day, 7th day of April, 2022. That was when I signed it. So thank you for allowing me to read this and appreciating our teachers so much.
Thank you, Beth, and we'll be hanging that official proclamation right in the teacher mailroom the first week of May. I want to also say the proclamation appropriately celebrates the vital role of our teachers in our district, but we also note the importance, the essential importance of all of our staff, from teachers to teachers' assistants, from administrators to administrative assistants, from our food services personnel to our nurses, our custodians, our maintenance workers. Without any of these essential players, the Woodbridge School District would have far less quality than it does and far fewer points of pride to note, as I mentioned earlier. So while appropriately we recognize Teacher Appreciation that first full week of May, also tribute all our staff at this time, and I encourage us to give all of the staff a round of applause as well. And at this point, I'd like to turn to the first listed item, and Principal Sherman and I will make some relevant remarks about the district's Safe Return Plan and COVID-19 guidelines. So sharing a brief slideshow with you that mirrors the main topics we've discussed before. The first 3 bullets on this slide have been the same for the past few months. And they have, in large part, helped us keep our community safe and healthy. Of course, we encourage everyone to stay home when they're sick. We continue to allow weekly in-school screening testing for students and staff who are interested. And from the State Department, we have many test kits that are available to members of our community who would like them. Just contact our office. The 4th bullet here is an updated data point for the board. We've indicated every month the updated number of COVID cases, and since this board's last update, which included cases through March 18, we've had 14 confirmed COVID cases in our community through April 18. And so just qualitatively, I will say, while you may hear some districts on the news that are experiencing a sharp uptick in positive cases, we have not seen that. That leads us to continue to return our community to a sense of normalcy, if you will, a sense of pre-COVID ways of working. And that's where I'll turn it over to Principal Sherman for the next slide to update you on mitigation strategies that have been relaxed since the March meeting and what we anticipate relaxing in the next month.
Good evening, everybody. So just a few points to share with you. Maybe. I try to make sure I do that. So just so you know, that was the last open meeting we did open the cafeteria. We are currently at 50% capacity with our students.
Social distancing in the classroom has been relaxed in the sense that many teachers are now putting their desks back into groupings, which I know that they are thoroughly enjoying. Since our last Board of Education meeting, field trips have begun again. Actually, our very first one is happening tomorrow, and I know that I have 2 more on my desk waiting for us to move that forward for a couple of different grade levels, and some other grade levels are definitely looking into more opportunities for field trips in the next few weeks. And in the office, we have removed all desk shields. Coming up in the next couple of weeks, desk shields in the classroom and the cafeteria will be removed. We are monitoring that closely and looking at numbers as they continue this week, and we'll need to change that for next week. We are going to continue to add students into the cafeteria with the hopes of reaching full capacity soon. And our cohorting at dismissal is also on our list of mitigation strategies to be released. So we are moving, as Jonathan said earlier, to a more normal looking future, a more normal pre-COVID future, which is really quite an exciting thing to see.
That is our report on the Safe Return Plan. Perhaps if any board members have questions on that, that would be a good place to pause.
Great. Mike, do you have any questions on either Dr. Budd's report or the Safe Return Plan?
No questions for me. Thanks for the update.
Okay. Sarah Beck? Any questions? Thank you. Jeff?
Just thank you for returning to some normalcy, so in the right direction.
Maria?
No questions. Thank you for all your hard work.
Aaron?
No questions, thanks.
Brooke, do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Thank you. And I have no questions. Dr. Budd, so you want to move on to presentation of summer 2022 at the feature?
Our main presentation for tonight is an update on summer 2022. And Cheryl and Lisa, Beach, or Hearn are going to take different parts of this presentation to get the easy introduction, if you will, which is to say, if you really want to know what's happening in Beach this summer, I encourage you to come. But we're just trying to entice you, give you a little information tonight on this. We have actually 4 summer programs happening this summer. Cheryl will be speaking about our excellent extended school year program, which is not only a legal mandate for special education, but a very important educational program for key members of our community. Lisa Sherman will be speaking about our Learning Academy, which builds on our similar great work with that concept last year. She'll also be speaking about a new summer program we are starting under our multilingual learner teacher leadership this summer, the Multilingual Learner Summer Program. And then finally, we're thrilled to have a unified program of summer enrichment co-directed by Beach Hearn, who's here tonight, as well as Janie Treleglio. So I'm going to turn it over first to Cheryl Kiesel to speak about what's commonly known as the ESY program.
Thank you for letting me speak this evening. The Extended School Year program is for students who have a current individual education plan. And we anticipate approximately 65 students being in the program this summer. And we still have planning and placement team meetings going on and through the rest of the school year. So that is an estimate. Hopefully we'll be closer on that, but it's going to be larger than what we have had in the past based on the number of new referrals. It's for students with IEP, so based on what is currently in their IEP is what the team would be working with the students on each day. This will take place from July 5th through the 28th, Monday through Thursday, and on Friday, it's actually July 8th that will be. And students will have between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock based on their needs, and 9 to 12. So a couple of different programs, and it's all based on individual student needs and determining what each student would be receiving as support this summer. And all of the funding for this does come from the operating budget.
Thank you very much. It is Friday the 8th, right? And Lisa will talk about the Learning Academy.
So the Learning Academy is similar to what we ran last summer. We were really fortunate to have about 100 students, all entering grades 1 through 6, come to join us in the summertime. We had a focus on both mathematics and literacy during the summer, and the curriculum was really determined around key math standards for each grade level. We took a close look at the core standards at each grade level, and that really drove a lot of the instruction that we accomplished over the summer. The timing is similar to the ESY, although it is slightly later in case there are students who are participating in both, but it does run from July 5th to 28th and between 10 and 12:30, which is a little bit later. So I will say that we do identify these students based on a review of data. We're able to really triangulate the data and look through their assessments that they complete in the classrooms. We look at our Universal Screen Star assessment. Sometimes we do have parents who request to be put into the program, to have their children put into the program. And we also make sure that we build in some social emotional work as well to really support the students and make it a fun and engaging process. So last summer it was very successful. The kids came in happy as can be and had a couple of hours of really great learning with some fabulous educators, and we look forward to the summer being the same. The Multilingual Learner Summer Program is actually the beautiful brainchild of our multilingual learner teacher, Tom Huntington, and she has identified about 15 students approximately who are multilingual learners, and so that really means that their native language is not English, or they have another language that they speak at home very consistently, or they're from an environment, as it says up there, where a language other than English has been had a tremendous impact on the language acquisition of the student. So she is really going to be looking at their lost links testing, which is the assessment that is given to all multilingual learners, to help identify those students that would really benefit from this summer learning program. And she is basing her curriculum on the Connecticut English Language Proficiency Standards. We're really, really excited that TUN is offering this program and looking for ways to support some of our newest multilingual learners. A lot of them are identified as newcomers, so they're really new to the English language, and she's really excited to continue to support and encourage their language acquisition this summer. So, kudos to TUN Huntington for coming forward with this idea and proposing a way that we can support some of our students and their learning over the summer as well.
With these first three programs, you see that the funding is either through the operating budget or through the ARPESA grant. We also want to observe that families whose students we believe would benefit from these programs have already been contacted, either through the PPT process that Cheryl leads for special services, or for these programs that Lisa has talked about. They have received, the parents have received email communication and asking them to respond if they're interested, and then we'll receive follow-up communication if we don't hear. But it allows me to say, if there are families listening who believe that their children might benefit from either of the prior programs but haven't heard from us, they should feel free to reach out to Lisa Sherman or Cheryl Kiesel or myself, because although we use data to do a screen of students we believe are eligible for these programs. In fact, families also know their children well, and that's an important source for us. So please reach out if you're interested. The last program, which is as exciting as the prior, is our summer enrichment program. In the past, prior to COVID, my understanding is Beecher had a summer enrichment program during some morning hours, then had a version of the extended day program in the afternoon, and through a nice collaboration of the involved personnel, it was decided that this year would be a fine opportunity to integrate those under one set of administrative leadership for the summer program. And that's why I'm so pleased to have here tonight Barbara Hearn, a key member of our green team, I should point out, from the People magazine. You see her mentioned there. But she has worked assiduously with staff to develop 60 courses this summer. Now, this is a live link in Boardbook, so you could go on the link to the brochure and see all these offerings. The biggest job in putting the presentation together is which 5 we were going to bullet. But there's 55 more intriguing topics and titles, etc. Go to the brochure. We'll send out an e-blast to the community as well. But Beach, we're so pleased you're going to be running this for the district, and I'll mute and you take it away from here, please.
Okay, so it's staying with the name Summer Enrichment Program, SEP, because that's what everyone knows. And the morning is pretty much the same. It only is 9 to 12, although this year only Monday through Thursday. In the past, we were 5 days program, so that's slightly different. In lieu of extended day, this year SEP will run another set of programs in the afternoon from 1 to 4, which helps families who have kids at Woodbridge Rec or kids in ESY, the morning learners, academic learners, multilingual learners, or in the summer enrichment in the morning. They can now do lunch from 12 to 1, we'll supervise lunch and some playground time, and then they can take an afternoon SEP course from 1 to 4. So we're excited. We hope it's something families need and are looking forward to. We very quickly came up with 60 really great classes for them, and we really tried to have a variety. Something active, something passive, something technical, something food, something thematic, to have something for everyone and to cover all the ages. So we are very much looking forward to seeing how this works out this summer. It is all live now. Few people have already signed up, don't even know how they know, thinking they were going to sign up for May extended day and saw it. But we're looking forward to it. Jeannie and I are very excited to get this rolling.
This is the unique among the programs essentially for having a real course for students who haven't come to Beachwood yet, so you're coming to kindergarten. Could you say a bit about that? Because potentially we have some people listening who might not know that.
Yeah,
Is
so
there any-
coming to kindergarten is huge. It's been around for a while. It's organized by Beachwood staff, run it, and it's an introduction to Beachwood School. So kids who are coming to kindergarten in the fall can see the school. The program is held in the kindergarten rooms. So they're sitting at the same tables, using the kind of supplies they'll be using, playing on the playground they'll be in. They take little tours so they get to see some of the other parts of the school. It's really, really useful for families coming in, or children coming into kindergarten. So that's one that we really recommend. If you're unsure what to do, sign up for a week. It is 1 week courses, and every week is different. So you could come for one of the weeks, or you could come for 2 or 3 or all 4. And in the past, I know we've done 2 weeks, 2 weeks. This is for individual weeks, so you kind of fit your schedule for your children. So that one is really important. I highly recommend that.
And finally here, I would point out that although this program, like our extended day programs in general, depends on tuition because this is a self-sufficient program with some provision into our operating budget, it's also important for us that families who are in financial need, who are interested in their students participating, we have resources for that through the generosity of some donors. So I would encourage you, if you're hearing this message and you believe that your child would benefit from this, and the only thing standing in your way is financial need, please reach out to Ms. Ahern. That information is in the brochure, Ms. Sherman, Ms. Keys, and myself, and we want you to not feel that cost is an obstacle. So Lynn, this is our presentation. I want you to be an exciting summer. I hope we have a lot of pictures when it's done. Right now, it's all text.
Great. Thank you very much, Dr. Bud. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Cheryl. BJ, thanks. That sounds really exciting. And I think it's an amazing opportunity for so many kids. Every single program offers something for every single kid in this community, and that's what Beachwood's all about. So thanks for your hard work. Beachwood School update. Ms. Sherman.
Good evening, everybody.
You know what, Lisa? I'm sorry. Could you just hold it for 1 second? Because I totally blew it. And I didn't ask my board members if they had any questions about those summer programs. Any questions?
Just one. So first of all, I think these are great offerings for the summer. It's great to hear more about some of these and to hear about some of the new offerings, especially the multilingual program. I'm excited to learn about that. So I noticed that program is for running for 4 days, it looks like, whereas the other programs look like they're about 2 weeks. I was just curious about the rationale for that. Is that because they're primarily younger kids, or because it's the first time you're doing it and trying to get a feel for it, or is there some other reason why that's a shorter period of time?
So, yeah, I think there's a few different reasons behind that. I mean, I would definitely have to chat with Ms. Huntington further. She's the one who really came up with a great job with this. But I will say that language acquisition is it's challenging, right? So I think that what she was really considering was the needs and the age of the students. She is focusing on our primary age students, our K1-2 kids. And I think really even most of her students are K1. So I think she was taking into account the age and the developmental level of the students, the intensity of the work, the challenge of being immersed in a situation where you're not speaking a language that you're native to and you're really engaging and learning through, a lot of conversation, dialogue, and print rich, and opportunities for reading, and just sort of like the toll that takes on you in terms of your exhaustion. It is also a brand new program, so I'm sure that played into it a lot. So I think that there was a lot of different reasons why she decided to go with the hours that she went. Everybody has anything else to add?
Thanks.
Anything else, board members? Okay. Thank you, Lisa. It's your turn now.
Not a problem. All right, good evening, everybody. So I have a few quick updates for you from Beachwood. The very first thing that is near and dear to our hearts, and I'm really happy that I'm sitting next to my friend Cheryl here because she was really leading the charge on something very, very special that came to Beachwood Road School. Do you want to talk about it? So we recently unveiled the Nicole Silva Memorial Sensory Pathway, and Nicole Silva, as many of you know, was a teaching assistant here at Beachwood who passed away last year in June, and we dearly miss her. She had a tremendous impact on our community and on our students. One of her dreams, one of her wishes was actually for a sensory pathway to be installed at Beachwood. It was something that she shared with many of her colleagues. And through the hard work of Cheryl and a committee of staff members, they really organized, they did some fundraising, and they were able to purchase a sensory pathway for our school, which is something that all of the students can engage in and learn from and experience and enjoy. And we are also very, very fortunate because one of our custodians, Ronnie, it turns out, was a former graphic designer. So he actually, over a break, put it down with the support of some of our other custodial staff. So we were very, very lucky that they were able to install it. And it is a beautiful experience and opportunity for all of our students in a way that we can remember and honor Nicole forever here at Beachwood Road School. So that is the very first thing I wanted to share with you. The next thing I already mentioned is that field trips are happening. We are having our very first one tomorrow. The third graders are going to the Salmon River to release the salmon eggs that they have been growing for several years. The kids are super excited about it, as are the teachers. And also coming up, sixth graders are going to be going to Hvac, so stay tuned for that. My second grade teachers are looking into a field trip soon also, so we're really excited that those field trips are happening and our students are being able to engage in some of these extracurricular outside of school experiences once again. I want to mention very quickly Women's History Month that just wrapped up in March, and during the month of Women's History, similar to Black History Month, the students really had the opportunity to learn about famous women in history. They got to engage in stories and read-alouds. They got to participate in activities. So, for example, they learned about Sally Ride, one of the very first American women astronauts, and they were then able to build rockets out of different shapes. So there was a lot of really some fun hands-on learning going on throughout the school around Women's History Month. This month is both Mathematics Awareness Month and Poetry Month. So currently there are estimation jars that the students are engaging in, and they had a math read-aloud that they got to enjoy, or they will be enjoying during the coming days. Another quick thing that I want to mention, many thanks to the PTO for supporting and for our amazing librarian staff. We have author Bob Shea, who came and spoke to the students virtually. And all the students actually got to listen to Bob Shea, and he did a really cute unicorn drawing lesson that the students got to engage in. So many thanks to our librarians, like I said, who helped organize that, especially Katie McCollum, and also our PTO for helping support Bob Shea. It's been really fun that the kids have still been able to engage in these author visits, even if it's virtual. It's just been really fun that they get to hear from authors. And as was mentioned, my very last topic to talk about is the grade 6 graduation. That was brought up already. It is going to be on the very last day of school. Last year, some of you may know or remember that we had an outdoor graduation that was a tremendous success. We were so happy to have it back here at Beachwood again. And it was a wonderful opportunity for our students and our staff to celebrate our graduating 6th graders. This class in particular is special to me because we started together in kindergarten. Well, they were in kindergarten. I was an assistant principal. So I'm really, really excited to send these kids off to the middle school. And we are going to have a morning ceremony. We will definitely share more details awarding ceremony outdoors right here on the Beachwood campus once again. And we're really, really excited about that experience for our kiddos. And I will once again be hugging the children as they do teacher because I tell them when they're practicing, that is what I need to do. And they all expect it. So we're very excited about that. Any questions for me? Sorry, I was in the back.
Thank you, Lisa. Facilities Committee report. Mr. Hughes.
Yes. Facilities Committee met April 5th, 7:30 a.m. in the morning. We reviewed Vito's report. We already had different fixes and things he adjusts. Also, a new water bottle filler station was installed by his team. Looks really nice. That's number 2, if my count was correct. So 3, so things are going in the right direction. We also reviewed the retro commission report for HVAC system. It's essentially a third-party vendor comes in, does a little checkup on our system. Nothing really major to report out from it. There's a few tweaks here and there, but overall, any issues reported out were mostly controls issues, which was good. So basically, someone could fix it by sitting behind a computer. A few mechanical issues were brought to our attention, but Vito and his team are working to address those as well. So really nothing earth-shattering from it. Everything's going in the right direction. And that's basically it to report out.
Thanks, Jeff. Any questions about facilities? Thank you. Finance Committee report. Dr. Dorian isn't with us this evening, so I'm going to turn it over to you, Dr. Bud.
Yes, I was first asked to share some comments related to this from Deputy First Selectman McCrevin, who can't be here tonight. And it was similar to what Mr. Henry said earlier, which was great thanks from Ms. McCrevin to everybody on the board, everybody in the public who came to the preliminary hearing last night. And it's a reminder, too, that the final step in the budget process will be a town meeting. That town meeting is scheduled for Monday, May 16th at 7:30 p.m. And Ms. McCrevin asked me to convey that she hopes to see a great turnout there, and I hope to see a great turnout there. And I invite anybody who has any questions related to our proposed operating or capital budgets, both of those, to just reach out any time. We have a new tab under our on our website, and it is entitled Budget 2022-23, and there's all sorts of important documents, including that fact sheet which we distributed. And again, our thanks to the Board of Selectmen, Board of Finance, everybody in the community for their support. We continue to monitor moving trends in our budget process, and we will surely have an update for the board at its May meeting, including any reconciliation that may need to be done at that point based on developments in the next few weeks.
Perfect, thank you. Any questions about Finance Committee or the proposed budgets? Okay, moving on to Policy Committee. Maria?
Thank you, Lynn. The policy committee met March and put these policies on 30-day review, and they are up to date for adoption. The first policy is policy 3260, which established guidelines for the disposal of materials based on the current recommendations of the Executive Association of Education.
Okay, do you want to make a motion, Maria?
Sure.
We make a motion, we second it, we'll have discussion.
Perfect. So I'd like to move that we adopt policy 3260, disposal of obsolete books, equipment, and supplies.
Do I have a second? Aaron? Motion made by Maria Dine, seconded by Aaron Williamson. Any discussion? Okay, we'll take a vote. Since we're doing this in a hybrid method, I think we'll do it by roll call, and that will help the clerk. So, Mike,
Yes.
Sarah Beth? She said yes, thank you. Can't hear. Jeff?
Yes.
Maria?
Yes.
Brooke? Yes. I heard that. Erin?
Yes.
And I vote yes, it's unanimous, Marcia. Thank you. Okay, Maria, you're on again.
Thank you. Our next policy up for a motion is policy 3250, which relates to materials and services, fees, and charges. It's a revision based on the statutory update related to records request. And I'd like to make a motion that we adopt policy 3250, materials, services, fees, and charges as revised.
And do we have a second? Erin? Motion made by Maria Madonna, seconded by Erin Williamson. Any discussion? Okay, we're going to do roll one more time. Mike?
Yes.
Sarah Beth? Thank you. Jeff?
Yes.
Maria?
Yes.
Brooke?
Yes.
Erin?
Yes.
And I vote yes, it's unanimous, Marcia. Thank you.
Thank you. The third policy that we have that has been on 30-day review is policy 3510, operation and maintenance of plant. And this clarified the practices, roles, and responsibilities of the facilities department. I move that we adopt policy 3510, operation and maintenance of plant as revised.
Second, Erin. Motion made by Maria, seconded by Erin. Any board discussion? Okay, Mike?
Yes.
Sarah Beth?
Sarah Beth, what did you say? Sarah Beth, didn't hear you. We're on policy 3510, operation and maintenance of plant.
Sarah Beth, can you text the response to Jonathan? And while you're doing that, I'll move on. Jeff?
Yes.
Maria?
Yes.
Brooke? Yes. Erin?
Yes.
I vote yes. Sarah Beth has voted yes via text message. So it's unanimous, Marcia. Thank you. Next.
Okay, the fourth policy up for motion tonight is policy 2111, equal employment opportunity, and this revision is based on Connecticut Public Act 21-69 and is brought forward tonight. So I make a move that we adopt policy 2111, equal employment opportunity as revised.
Second. Thank you. Motion made by Maria Madonna, seconded by Erin Williamson. Any board discussion? Okay. Mike?
Yes.
Sarah Beth? You're texting. Jeff?
Yes.
Maria?
Yes.
Brooke?
Yes.
Erin?
Yes.
I vote yes.
Yes, 2111.
Sarah Beth texts yes, it's unanimous. Marcia? Moving on, Maria?
The fifth policy tonight is policy 6171.2, preschool special education. This policy is being brought forth to put into, codified to put into our policies, our program for both special and general education preschool, based on the CAVE recommendations. So I'd like to move that we adopt policy 6171.2, preschool special education.
Do I have a second? Erin? Motion made by Maria Madonic, seconded by Erin Williamson. Is there any board discussion?
This just codifies what we currently are doing, just for clarification for anybody listening. It doesn't change anything, it just codifies it.
Great, thank you for that clarification. Any other board discussion or comments? Mike?
Yes.
Sarah Beth, you're texting, please. Jeff? Maria?
Yes.
Brooke?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
I vote yes.
Yes.
Sarah Beth texts yes. It's unanimous, Marcia, thank you. Next one?
Okay, and our next and final policy up for a motion tonight is policy 5142.4, school resource officers. And this policy is a proposed revision of 5142.4. It's based on some statutory changes, and those changes were, as they relate to our memorandum of understanding between the board and the police department. These policies also been updated with language from the Connecticut Association of Boards of Education and the National Association of School Resource Officers, or NASRA. And I move that we adopt policy 5142.4, school resource officer, as revised.
Have a second? Motion made by Maria Madonic, seconded by Erin Williamson. Any discussion? And just for clarification purposes, I think that this, again, just clarifies things that are already being done in the school. Mike?
Yes.
Sarah Beth?
Yes.
Thank you. Jeff?
Yes.
Maria?
Yes.
Brooke?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
And I vote yes, it's unanimous. Marcia, thank you very much. Okay, that's it on policy at the moment. Dr. Budd would like a moment.
So if this actually just goes back to facilities committee for a moment, but it also goes back to Principal Sherman's report. And we have, as Mr. Hughes knows, many of you on many occasions, just a fabulous crew of custodial and maintenance employees led by Mr. Ascaro. Ms. Sherman, Ms. Kiesel mentioned, though, that two of the crew played an instrumental part in installing the sensory pathway in memory of Nicole Silva, who was so special to so many of us in the school community. And I asked them to come down. They're on our night crew, so they're busy around the building. And actually, would you just do me one favor and come stand behind me and Lynn, because Ronnie and Orlando, that's why I'm going to feel at home, we're going to see you. Now, Ronnie, stand right here. It's Ronnie Casaverde, he's our night supervisor. Orlando Moreno has come to Beecher in the past 6 months roughly or so. And the thing is, Ronnie is excellent night supervisor. Orlando, excellent, works up in the primary wing. But I don't know if you heard, but a few minutes before you came down, Lisa and Cheryl were talking about how you have experience as a graphic designer.
Oh, yeah.
In your former life. That helped both of you really take the lead on installing that sensory pathway. And walking up north today, I saw the kids. Now you come in later in the afternoon. I don't know if you've seen the kids on it or not yet. But for those of us, and you were one of them, Ronnie, who knew Nicole, that work just is so meaningful. It will last forever. But the thing is, this is also an opportunity for us to say thank you to some of our excellent night crew who just are so busy behind the scenes while we're doing a meeting like this that we never have the opportunity to thank them. So I appreciate you giving me just a minute because they've taken time off of their work to come up here. Thank you very much for doing that.
I'm so happy that we had the opportunity to do that as well. So often I thank the people who are behind the scenes, but I don't think that they always hear our thanks. And so I'm really happy that you brought them down this evening, Dr. Budd, because I was here last week and saw part of the sensory pad being installed. It's amazing. And then I saw the photographs on Instagram, and it just really touched my heart. So, terrific work. And since we're taking like this commercial break to do that, I will also say that for those people who are watching, that the retro commissioning report is in Board Book. And so anyone who's interested in reading that about the HVAC system, you can find that in Board Book. So, for the general public. Okay, back to the agenda. CAPE liaison report. Maria?
There actually are, I don't have really much to report this morning. Short report.
It is a short report. There's nothing new from last month's report. So, thank you. Upcoming meeting presentations. May's Board of Education meeting will include a presentation on wellness. So if board members have anything that they want included in the wellness report presentation, it's, we do this every year, a wellness report. Is it mandated?
It is.
I thought so. I didn't want to say it incorrectly.
We'd probably do it anyway.
We would do it anyway, and it's mandated. Dick is part of it, Jonathan's part of it, our administrators are all part of it, Vito has some input into it, Jane Roddy for food services. So if you have any questions or anything you want addressed regarding those types of issues, please let Jonathan, me, Dick know about it, and we'll be sure to include that in our presentation for next month's meeting.
Lynn, is that just like how the overall school is functioning wellness? Is that, what is wellness? Sorry, I just want to make sure I understand. There's a lot of different.
Do you want to elaborate a little on that, Dr. Budd?
The state requires, it could include other things, but the state requires certain things be reported annually to the board. They're in our wellness policy. So for example, one of them is a report on all food sold in the cafeteria. Another piece is a report on physical fitness and activity. So it is mainly not that, but it's mainly things related to food services and other wellness.
Health of the building, that kind of stuff. Got it. Okay. For the public's information, I'd like to note that the May meeting of the Board of Education will be held on Tuesday, May 17th at 7 p.m., just like this month. We won't be having it on the third Monday due to the town meeting, which will be held on Monday, May 16th, and as Dr. Budd mentioned, we hope that people will attend the town meeting and hear about the budget. The Finance Committee meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, May 10th, but that's being rescheduled, so stay tuned for more information on that. And the Curriculum Committee will be meeting on Thursday, May 5th at 4 p.m. Okay, we're up to new business. So I would like to make a motion that we add to tonight's agenda the acceptance of certified staff resignations and retirements. Oh, all right. I'm going to repeat that because I just realized that I was on mute. So I'm going to move that we add to tonight's agenda the acceptance of certified staff resignations and retirements. Do I have a second for that motion? Maria, motion made by Lynn Hvac, seconded by Maria Madonna. Can I have a vote? We'll do a raise your hand on this one. Good. Sarah Beth, are you okay with that? Brooke, are you okay with that?
Yes, actually, she just said yes. Okay.
She texted yes. Brooke is okay. It's unanimous. Marcia. So we will add to tonight's agenda certified staff resignations and did they get some of their own stuff? Okay. And retirements. Dr. Budd.
Well, I don't want to do it, Lynn, but you're going to make me. So first, the district is asked, the board is asked to accept an administrative resignation of Cheryl Kiesel. The district has received notification from Cheryl of a resignation from the Woodbridge School District effective June 30th. And so I have to first ask the board to add this to tonight's meeting and then to support that you accept the administrative resignation of Cheryl Kiesel effective June 30th, 2022 with regret. It is like the others we will speak about tonight with significant regret. I ask you to make this motion. Now, the board members, you know very well, we just had some presentations tonight. Cheryl has for over 4 years provided exemplary service as Woodbridge's Director of Special Services. It's of particular note that more than half of that time has been during the very challenging COVID-19 pandemic, through which Cheryl supported not just special services, but the entire district, particularly its administrative team, in providing continuity of services and a strong learning environment for all. And to clarify that phrase, continuity of services, our special education students received strong teaching and learning and affiliated services throughout that pandemic. You can't say the same in every school district. That's demonstrable benefits to the board and our community because of that. Now, very significantly, other than the pandemic, during Cheryl's tenure, Woodbridge has reduced its outplacement population very significantly. And all you have to do is come into Beecher on the day, and the students who have been brought back to Beecher Road School during her tenure are thriving here. They enjoy school, which is the first most important thing. They also are learning socially, emotionally, and academically along with their peers. And ultimately, they're models themselves and for their peers of a strong civil society in which all are respected, irrespective of their differences. So I could go on, and we will do that in other forums here at Beecher, but Lynn and board members, Cheryl has benefited the Woodbridge School District substantially in her 4 years here, and we wish her all the best, of course, in her future endeavors. Regrettably, I must ask you to accept this motion.
So, very sadly, I will move that we accept the administrative resignation of Cheryl Kiesel. I know I haven't unmuted, sorry. Very sadly, I will move that we accept the administrative resignation of Cheryl Kiesel effective June 30th, 2022 with such regret. Do I have a second? Maria? With much regret. Take a vote. Mike?
Also with regret, yes.
Sarada? Will you text your response?
Yes, she's honest, Lynn.
Okay.
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Maria? Yes. Brooke?
No, I'm just kidding.
Count on Brooke.
Count on Brooke for telling the truth. Aaron?
Yes.
And I vote yes. It's unanimous. Cheryl, I don't even know what to say because I'm going to start to cry, you know? You have just always stepped forward to help and support the board, the students, and the staff here at Beecher Road School. And you will be truly missed. Thank you. So I won't say any more, right? Okay.
I think the record should note, Lynn, and we don't often say this, but Kit Dunbar did the, she's doing it again. She's doing the heart emoticons. I don't know how we record that, but it's a heart vote from Kit Dunbar, one of our senior teaching assistants. She knows how valuable.
Right.
Thank you, Kit, for that.
Yeah. We do love you, Cheryl, and we will miss you. Okay, Dr. Bug. It just goes on and on.
Well, it is this time of year, and I have to ask the board next to add to the agenda and vote to accept a certified staff retirement of Dorian Merrill. Now, Dorian Merrill has notified us of her retirement effective July 1st. I'm going to ask that you move to accept that with regret. Doreen has served as a special education teacher at Beecher Road School since 2001. And during 2 of those years, she served the school as assistant principal. Across that time, Doreen's supervisors have cited her spirit of collaboration on behalf of students, with one noting her, quote, positive and flexible approach to work. Another, her, quote, phenomenal job managing a wide range of learning needs and behaviors. And a third of her supervisors noted that Doreen, quote, is collaborative and usually is one of the first to volunteer to take on an additional task or help a student. Certainly that's my experience as well. Lynn and board members, for 2 decades, Doreen's steadfast work, and this is the legacy of a strong special educator like Dorian Merrill. It has laid the foundation for hundreds of students to achieve their short-term and long-term goals. There are students now in middle school, high school, and in life, for example, who are reading, able to do math because of Dorian's work with them. That legacy lives on substantially, and again, she will be missed significantly.
Thank you, Dr. Budd. So I will make a motion that we accept the retirement of Dorian Merrill effective July 1, 2022. Once again, with much regret. Do I have a second? Maria? So I'll vote first, even though I usually vote last, but I'm going to be Brooke and say no. But yes. Aaron?
Then you're not coming.
Oh. Sorry, I did it again. I voted no, now I'm voting yes. Aaron?
Yes.
Brooke?
Again, no, but I guess yes.
Thank you, Brooke. Maria?
Yes, with regret.
Jeff?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Yes.
Sarah Beth? Yes. Okay, so I have to say, Doreen was my colleague. And we have an incredible working relationship. I saw what she did with kids, and I saw her involvement in this school. She never said no to anything. She was always there for her students. She is a professional beyond belief. And she not only served the students in this school, but she, for many years, served as the president of the Teachers Association, and as such, she led with such compassion and thoughtfulness. And for that, I am eternally grateful. So I thank you, Doreen, if you're listening, and for all that you've done for Beach Road School. Next. Yep, sorry.
And finally, board, it's again with regret, I have to ask you to add to tonight's meeting agenda and ultimately to accept the certified staff retirement of Dr. Christine Rhodes. And again, very sadly, the district received notification that Dr. Rhodes will be retiring effective June 30th. And that's with deep regret as well. Dr. Rose has served at Beachwood for 30 years, and the field of school psychology has changed. No, I'm going to use your computer. So sorry. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. The field of school psychology has changed significantly over 30 years. And certainly I haven't known Dr. Rose for 30 years. But what I can tell you is that it's very clear when I speak to people who have known her, and when you have a conversation with Chris about her practice with students, that what has not changed is her passion, her expertise, and her creativity in implementing school psychology in the school context. Now, we might just think, well, school psychology is about supporting specific students in need, and of course that's true. And Chris could have stopped there, but she has added to that toolbox significant coaching of teachers, workshops for parents and the community, and not just the Beecher community, but the larger community, and a lot more. And a review of a 30-year personnel file says quite a bit to somebody. And I want to say a few of the important accolades that have been said about Chris's work. First of all, she has been cited in the following way, quote, "Through your leadership," the supervisor wrote, "you have brought stakeholders from the community into collaboration with the school in a manner that will make a difference in student progress from the moment a student enters kindergarten doors at Beachwood." Chris was responsible in large part for Beecher being a recipient for many years of the prestigious State of Connecticut Primary Mental Health Grant. She was a resource at the state level when experts on school psychology were required. And from that perspective, I would just frame for the board that she's a consummate professional in the truest sense of the word, going above and beyond to appreciate the vital role of school psychology in the elementary school setting. For 3 decades, her contributions, not just to individual students, but to the larger culture of Beecher Road School, have just benefited the district tremendously. She will be missed significantly, and again, with deep regret, I must ask you to accept this resignation, this retirement, and Chris has wonderful future plans, so she needs her to accept this retirement.
Thank you, Dr. Bud. So I'll move that we accept the retirement of Dr. Christine Rhodes effective June 30th, 2022 with regret. Do I have a second? Maria? Mike?
Yes.
Sarah Beth?
Yes.
Yes. Jeff?
Yes.
Maria?
Yes.
Brooke?
Yes.
Erin?
Yes.
And I vote yes, it's unanimous, Marcia. Speak a little bit about Chris Rose. For many years, as I was a teacher here, I used Chris Rose as a resource for students in my class and also for suggestions for me as an educator to most effectively deal with students who may have some additional needs. She was always helpful and provided insight and such thoughtful and intelligent information to the staff of the school to support our students. So I thank her for all her contributions to our district as well. And I tell those who are retiring that there's exciting things that happen in retirement. And you don't even have to be on the board of education to have exciting things, but it's always something to consider. Kit Dunbar is putting her heart together for Chris as well. So I thank those people who are retiring. They have been such a part of our school community in so many ways, and both of them deserve the thanks of the community, the greater community and the school community. So I extend those thanks to the two of you. And Cheryl, I don't know, I'll just talk to you later. Okay, we're on to other. That was terrible new business is all I have to say. Public comment. Any public comment in the room? Probably not. I'll look on our participants list to see if we have any public comment virtually. I do not see any hands raised. I don't know if anyone else does. Thank you, Mike. Okay, next is 5B. The board will enter into executive session in accordance with state statute for the purpose of discussion regarding with respect to collective bargaining and to discuss the prospective transportation contract. So I will make a motion that we enter, before I do that, for the public's information, there may be action based on items discussed in executive session when the board returns to public session, and now I'm going to make a motion to go into executive session inviting Dr. Jonathan Budd for discussion concerning negotiations with respect to collective bargaining and a discussion of prospective transportation contract. Do I have a second to that motion? Maria? I'm going to do a vote just by raising hands for this. Sarah Beth, if you could text a yes. Brooke has her hand raised. Sarah Beth?
Yes.
Yes. So that's unanimous that we go into executive session, and we'll be back. All right, we're going to return to public session at 10:21 p.m. I would like to move that we add to tonight's agenda revision of policies 4118.238, 4218.238, and 5141.81, travel and self-quarantine during the COVID pandemic. Do I have a second to that motion? Maria? Motion made by Lynn, seconded by Maria. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's unanimous, Marcia. Now we have on the agenda the revision of those policies. Do I have a motion? Maria?
I move that we revise policy 4118.238, 4218.238, and 5141.81, consistent with the discussion in executive session, and authorize the superintendent to communicate to staff and families the revision and implementation details.
Seconded by Aaron Williamson. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
It's unanimous, Marcia. Thank you. I make a motion to add to tonight's agenda administrative restructuring. Do I have a second? Maria? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
It's unanimous, Marcia. Okay. All right, do I have any action that?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to direct the superintendent to pursue administrative restructuring as discussed in the executive session.
Marcia, did you get that?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a second? Mike? Is there any board discussion on the motion? Okay, I'm going to call the roll for this one. Mike?
Yes.
Sarah Beth?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Maria?
Yes.
Brooke?
Yes.
Erin?
Yes.
And I vote yes. It's unanimous, Marcia. Anything else, board members?
Motion to adjourn.
Maria's made a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? Jeff Hughes has seconded that motion.
We're going to miss David for that.
Because we're missing David for that, yeah. At 10:25, there's a motion to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Yes.
I believe it's unanimous, Marcia. Marcia, thank you so much for holding on. For others who, from the public who are still on, God bless you.
Beth Heller.
Beth Heller, God bless you. Have a nice evening, everyone. Marcia,
Have a
thanks so
nice
much,
one.
as always.
Good night.